All right, guys, so today we're going to talk about deadlifting, how to fix somebody who has a squat deadlift, and why we might elevate the toes to do that. So a couple days ago, I made a post where I talked about elevating the heels and how that can improve squatting. Now that's going to help our clients sit back into their hips as well as get around an ankle dorsiflexion restriction. We're actually, when someone has a poor deadlift pattern and they're squatting their deadlift, they're doing a really knee-dominant deadlift, we're actually going to do the opposite and elevate their toes. So what do I mean by like a squatty deadlift? So I'm going to have Enrique show me here. He's going to get right over the bell. And often you're going to see clients who try to squat their deadlift. And it's going to make it hard for them to get into the hips, and they're actually going to end up losing their spinal stability. So an example of what that might look like, right? You can see here he's lifting from the ground. He's really using a knee-dominant pattern. He's actually losing his pelvic positioning at the bottom here, okay? Good example of a bad deadlift there. Now, what we're going to do to clean that up is we're going to use a heel lift. We have these nice little custom ramps here that we use for heel lifts during squatting. We're just going to flip him around and use him as a toe lift here while he deadlifts. And as you can see, he's a pretty tall guy. How tall are you?
6'2".
Okay, so he's 6'2". Anyone who's usually over 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2", we're typically going to elevate, especially for a kettlebell deadlift like this. So we're going to bring it a little bit closer to him. So I'm just going to elevate the bell just like this. So I'm going to have him come right over the top. I want to make sure the bell's directly underneath him so he has to sit back to get it. We don't want it out front. And then he's going to hinge down and get it. You can see using the toe lift is going to help him sit back into his hips. By elevating the toes, it's going to force him to sit his butt back. I want to see him create some tension by ripping the bell apart. There's some external rotation of the shoulders. Nice tight through the shoulders here. Now he's going to come up tall. Give me like 5 reps here. So the act of elevating the toes forces him to sit his butt behind him. This is a really good technique to use for beginners who are learning how to hinge and learning how to deadlift and are struggling with the pattern. Simply just elevate their forefoot. And again, if they're taller, you can slightly elevate the bell. And that's going to help them sit back into their hips and maintain that hip hinge pattern throughout the movement.